And now she must, as she has explained, proceed with an impeachment inquiry into the president, who has betrayed his oath of office to uphold the Constitution and protect and defend our country. This occupant of the Oval Office poses a clear and present danger to our future.
OMG, Hey, Addie, you ready?
Yup. What difference at this point does it make?
Hillary Clinton, they're saying that she backs the impeachment inquiry against President Trump. No surprise there.
It was like applying for a job and getting 66 million letters of recommendation and losing to a corrupt human tornado.
66 million letters of recommendation and losing to a corrupt human tornado.
Now, having said all this, why aren't I 50 points ahead, you might ask?
A corrupt
Now
human
I'm laughing.
We're all laughing.
That was a
Not
good
gonna
one.
lie. I do say, though, it is a bit ironic to hear Hillary Clinton talking about a president being impeached. I don't know. I mean, does that weigh into the 2020 candidates? Do you think that she's going to be doing this? Is this going to be her way to help the campaigners? Because it doesn't seem they want her help. They never bring her name up at the debate stage.
Yeah, does she think they want her help? But someone like Elizabeth Warren isn't going to reach back to Hillary Clinton and say, give me your playbook. Because she was never dynamic, never a good candidate to begin with. The whole idea of a corrupt human tornado, this coming from Benghazi Hillary and bleach bit your BlackBerry Hillary, is a bit ironic. And then the human tornado is exactly right. Donald Trump is a human tornado. At Washington, D.C., at the status quo, at the ruling class, at the way everything is done in Washington, and that's why people elected him. They didn't want the Clinton machine. They wanted the human tornado to go into the China shop and break a bunch of stuff and expose what's going on.
I need your help to get Donald Trump's record out to everybody.
He speaks differently than other presidents, and people want to take him one way or another based on that. So she's half right, but the corruption piece, for her to say that, she should just do her thing, sell her book with her daughter, but if she wants the Democrats to win in 2020, she probably shouldn't do
I'll let Jess get in here.
So I obviously take issue with the accusation that she is the corrupt one here. Many of the things that Donald Trump has accused her of is actually the stuff that he's done. I mean, this is someone who, he had a fake university.
He
For instance, he had a fake charity. The Clinton Foundation, by the way, has an A rating. There was no
foundation
has an A rating
and
as
it's
a
losing money.
Oh, is the point of a charity to make money?
No, but the amount of donations they received is dropped off after they lost their political
accusations
power.
against the Clintons, you know, about the nepotism. I mean, Jared Kushner is in charge of Mideast policy, while Ivanka Trump is racking up trademarks in China. It is ludicrous. The point about Hillary Clinton is she is right. 66 million Americans voted for her.
Okay.
And the way that Republicans talk about her discounts that. And it's very upsetting to many people who supported her and believed in her candidacy, who didn't think necessarily what you do that she's a terrible candidate, but also wanted her policies.
We must accept this result and then look to the future. Donald Trump is going to be our president. We owe him an open mind and the chance to lead.
And she does campaign for those that want her there, and she does a great service for them. The Clintons, you can say what you want about it, but you don't understand what it... But Jess, what?
But
Again,
she didn't,
a Republican
she didn't win,
perspective.
Jess. No, but she didn't win. So she didn't win the election, and she's obviously still very bitter about it. And
Okay.
if you want to talk
But
about...
that doesn't make her the butt of all of your jokes.
If you want to talk about...
I was joking about myself, not about...
No, saying her corruption makes your
if you want to talk about election meddling, Jessica, if you want to talk about election meddling, it was Hillary Clinton who colluded with the Russians via paying for Russian sources via Christopher Steele. Also, it has been well documented both by a Politico investigation as well as John Solomon about The Hill, about the Democrats seeking the help of the Ukrainians in 2016 in releasing information about Paul Mann. No, that is a fact. Alexander
It is not
Chalupa,
a fact.
Yes, it is. Go read. I will send you multiple investigations about this.
I look forward to
Alexander
your emails.
Chalupa was the intermediary going to the Ukrainian embassy trying to get information about Paul Manafort. They were the ones that released the information about Paul Manafort that led to him stepping down and was a really bad piece of information for Trump, particularly with the Russia collusion narrative. That is documented, Jessica.
Bob Mueller, who documented many things here, documented that there was Russian interference in this election to benefit Donald Trump, the current occupant of
there's ongoing investigation.
Second, the investigation did not establish that members of the Trump campaign conspired with the Russian government in its election interference activities.
Investigations about this as well with John Durham.
That people in Donald Trump's campaign, including his own son and campaign manager, welcomed that help.
The investigation did not establish that members of the Trump campaign conspired with the Russian government in its election interference activities.
Hey, why don't you swing by Trump Tower? And then we'll just say it's about adoption.
Hillary Clinton, she's
talking about it. I was not talking.
Still bringing up Russia Mueller stuff? Like,
Wait, just so we know that I'm not going crazy here, did you say Russia and Democrats colluding first, just for Pete's information?
No,
I brought it up because the context of the conversation.
No,
because the context of the conversation right now is accusing President Trump of trying to get the Ukrainians to meddle with 2020 in regard to Joe Biden. And in fact, if you want to actually look at the facts, the Democrats are the ones that
Hillary's
are
not running
documented
anymore.
enlisting Ukrainians.
She's not a candidate, right?
But it matters in the context of this conversation.
Go ahead.
I'm reading your mind, I think. We've got a mind meld happening. The issue is, who does she benefit, Hillary Clinton, other than maybe herself, humping some books and getting paid speaking engagements, still being on the national stage at this point? Because, Jessica, a lot of Democrats look at her and think, you're the reason, meaning Hillary Clinton, that we got Donald Trump, that you're to blame. The people who hate the president the most should be blaming her all day long, every day.
It's also not whataboutism if she's out giving interviews about this, so everything is fair game in the context if she's out actively talking about this. So why?
I got to go. But again, the candidates, they are not talking about her, and that kind of says a lot about her impact on the campaign.
Meantime, Michelle